and today we're playing some Zelda games, specifically the CD-i Zelda games. I've been wanting to try these for a long time, but emulation of the CD-i has been dodgy, especially for these collection of games. Specifically, as far as I know, the recent builds of MAME that have CD-i support that I tried didn't play the cutscenes in one of Gamelon and Faces of Evil and refused to move past the first screen in Zelda's Adventure. But thanks to Dopply, and who's just a single dedicated fan who worked for 4 years on remaking the two Animation Magic games, we now have remastered PC ports of those two, which is really cool. And also, I finally looked up some instructions on how to actually get Zelda's Adventure running. So I can play that too. And that's what I'll be doing today is, well, as we know, Link is usually a playable character in Zelda games, and it's about time that Zelda became playable, wouldn't you say? But she has been a few times, including in 2 of the 3 CD-i games, and those are the ones I'm playing. So I'll be doing an hour of Wand of Gamelon and then an hour of Zelda's Adventure, and they're 2 quite different experiences, as we'll see. So, yeah, this is kind of brand new to me. Should note also that I am playing the 1.0.1 patch made by, I think, the anonymous Zelda fan 420. Some people who took on the task of adding additional patches to Dopply's remasters after they were launched. Dopply pulled them shortly after, so as not to attract unwanted attention, but they're out there, they exist. Yeah, so you can still get them, and I'll put a link in the YouTube description for where you can get them, and the patch. Right, so should we just get into it, and then, yeah, I'll show you some of the options in the remaster first, actually. Remastered mode adds a bunch of tweaks to the game, improves some of the frustrating gameplay elements, yeah, adds things, tweaks things. Other parts added here are a widescreen mode, subtitles, and autosave, all of which are very handy quality of life features, as well as, you know, the game's actually being playable is one of the more important things. Anyway, let's pick a new game and see how we go. Oh, and sorry, I should preamble. Oh, what's happening now? Yeah, I'll just pick new game. So, but a brief preamble. I know these games have a reputation of being, you know, low quality, but I'm going to go into it with a very open mind, and I hope you join me in that. There are a lot of positive aspects to these games, and we're going to pick those out and try and appreciate them as much as we can. Yeah. And yeah, well, so the first thing we're going to see is a cutscene, which is one of the more infamous things about the 2 Animation Magic games, is the animated cutscenes. But yeah, we won't take it too seriously.
I'm going to Gamelon to aid him.
But Father, what if something happens to you?
I'll take the Triforce of Courage to protect me. You don't hear from me in a month. Send Link.
Ampa? Don't worry.
I keep expecting jokes.
Triforce of Wisdom promises the king will safely return.
Enough. My ship sails in the morning. I wonder what's for dinner.
I'm so hungry, I could just Octorok.
Ugh. 1 month later.
A whole month gone, and still no word. I'm certain he's all right.
Yeah, that old Ganon's no match for the king.
Link, go to Gamelon and find my father.
Great, I can't wait to bomb some Dopply.
The memification. It's all in my brain.
We're going to Gamelon. All right, dear. I'll get the Triforce of Wisdom.
And that's the story, now you know. Yeah, so these 2 games by Animation Magic really take after Zelda 2, with side-scrolling action bits and an overworld bit. The overworld bit isn't traversable in the same way it is in Zelda 2. Instead, we have this map screen. A lovely-looking map screen, I must admit. We're scrolling our little cursor around here. Does it have mouse support? I think the original CD-i release might have had mouse support, but I'm not sure. So yeah, we can really go anywhere we want. And I have no guide, I have nothing, I have no indication, so we just have to pick some place to go. Aru Ainu. Sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I know that these take us out of the level, those little scrolls. Yeah, so here we are. Nice background. And nice jazzy soundtrack too. These are the two things that are, you know, initially praiseworthy about this. And I have read the really fair write-up by John Szczepaniak on Hardcore Gaming 101. It's not on the current site. You have to go to the old site at Contech to access it. It hasn't been transferred over, probably because the style of reviewing is different to what they do nowadays. Actually, I think that's a Dodongo, so I probably need a bomb to deal with that, and I don't have one. And these are aspects that Szczepaniak praised in that review, and that's, yeah, like, I found that really inspiring, the way that he talked about these games and how they're so maligned, but if you actually do judge them fairly, there's a lot to love about them. And one thing is actually the gameplay. It's not bad. Like, I think it's really cool to traverse these lush backdrops in a side-scrolling way, and it controls well too, although the remaster has tightened up the controls, to be fair. But yeah, we're going to have all sorts of cool music that's not similar to other Zelda game music, but that's fine. I don't mind that. Part of the reactionary response to these games is, oh, it's different from Nintendo stuff, therefore it sucks. And that's a really unfair way of looking at it. Okay, so we're finally getting some rubies or rupees or whatever they're called. I think they're called rubies in this game. Oh, and I think the remaster also, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have played a little bit of the original release, only like a few minutes, so there's mechanics in there that are a little odd, like the way that you interact with absolutely everything is by stabbing it with your sword, which doesn't have much of an animation, really, but you can hear the sound and you see the sword extend a bit, and that tip of the sword is what interacts with everything. It's how you pick up items, it's how you interact, you know, with stuff in the environment and talk to people even, which is just a little odd and violent. And so one of the things the remastered version does is let you walk through rubies to pick them up. And I think it even changed them to rupees, and it changed the colors too. The original release had different colors, but yeah, one of the many changes in remastered is changing the color of the rupees to match. Oh, I do have to stab the lantern to pick it up. Yeah, changing the color of the rubies to match the rest of the series. So green is 1 and blue is 5, etc. Now, something that's pretty friendly about the game design, even in the original version, is any progress you make in a level is always saved. I'm down to 1 heart now, but even if I lose that, there's no such thing as a game over really in this game. I'll just get kicked back to the map screen, but I'll keep all the items I found, everything like that. Of course, enemies completely respawn when you leave the screen, so that's not really progress or anything. But yeah, it's really cool. Let me just yeah. So I've got a controller. It's got native controller support, and the top button on the face buttons brings up this menu. Normally, the CD-i has a D-pad and only 2 buttons, so you have to hold down and then press button 2 to access this screen, and then button 2 to use your item, and then up to jump, which is one of those old frustrating things. All right, how do I use the lantern? I don't know. Oops. Yeah, it's easy to pop out that door. Hey, Courtney's here. Hi, Courtney. How's it going? Nice. What is that? I don't know what that emote is. I think it's a pony. Okay, Ridley. It's a very cute Ridley with sunglasses. Okay. I don't know how to use the lantern. I brought it into this room, but I can't activate it. It's not passive. Do I need oil? Oh, the guy in the game was Ridley. The emote is a dolphin. Oh, love it. Okay, you're on my good side straight away by emoting a dolphin right there. Yeah, it does look like a pony. Well, what are dolphins but the ponies of the sea, am I right? Is there like a control? Oh, nuts! So I hit escape thinking there might be a menu or something, but no, escape quits the game. Ooh. I know there's something about lamp oil because one of the, you know, as we said about the cutscenes, they're well known through YouTube poop, memes, jokes, etc. And one of the lines that I've seen a lot in these jokey videos is Morshu saying lamp oil, rope, bombs, things like that. So I'm pretty sure lamp oil is a thing that I have to worry about. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the game. It was first created in 1993, released for the CD-i. Animation Magic is a company based in America. I think they had an office in Massachusetts and maybe somewhere else. They also had a subdivision in Russia, and that is the origin of the cinematic cutscenes. All right, so if I hit continue, what's going to happen? Well, it's put me here. All right, I'll try visiting the other town. We'll just have a look. Oh, it didn't save any of my progress. That's okay. I only had some rubies. I guess I better go back for the lantern. Oh, I can't leave. Wow, this is a bit more brutal, isn't it? Already lost so much health. Just pop in here. Cool. Oh, another dark room. Okay. There's the oil up there for 5. And I have 22, so I might as well buy it. I wonder if he'll let me. Let's... Oh, yeah. I do have to stab the guy to talk to him. You ready?
Of course I'm on your side, but I still have to sell the stuff. Just pick what you want. I'll handle the rubies.
The rubies. Okay. So I do want this. And some rope for good measure. But now I can't afford the bombs. That's okay. Let's go. So where did I find the lantern? It was in Kobitan. So Courtney, have you played these games? Do you have experience with them? And also, any advice? I'm coming into these relatively blind. I have a guide ready that I can pull up if I get stuck, but I'd rather hear it from a trusted source. Okay, it was down there, wasn't it? Just get past these moblins. This is a real jam. I like this music. Okay, was it this one? No. The shield is reasonably powerful in this game, and its effective range was actually increased in the remaster. But you have to be standing completely still for it to be effective. So in Zelda 1 and 2, Link has the shield out in front of him and can block projectiles. In this one, it's a little bit more demanding in that you have to be standing completely still. But when you are, it will block stuff. Courtney is not familiar with these games, but would like to be someday. I'm as ignorant as you are here. That's cool. We'll go into it as blind as each other. Okay. So I have the lamp oil. Actually, I should have stayed there, shouldn't I? Let's go back. That's okay. Returning to the menu screen also refills your heart total, which is nice. And yeah, there's not much penalty for doing so. It's really a friendly game if you think about it. Okay, let's see how this lamp oil works. I'm here. Lantern, ropes. 3 oils. Okay. Now, should have blocked that if I could. Oh, okay. So I've just been trying other buttons on the controller, and my select button brings up Impa's wisdom. Give that poor hungry child Makoto something to eat. I believe she wants some kind of egg dish. Yes, I know that an Arpegos nest infested one of the homes in Sakado's back alley. Okay. I haven't even met this child. I don't know if this feature was in the original release. Probably not, because there was no select button. This might be a remastered thing. Just, okay. So my circle button there, or whatever it is, A for a Nintendo controller, activated my lantern. So now I'll switch to ropes, and we can use those to get up, yeah, some platforms like that. That's cool. And now that I have a key, we can try that locked door. See, it's all very logical so far. Okay. Now I'm just trying to get a look at Zelda's sprite to see what she's wearing. It's a little bit different to what she had on in the cutscene. Oh, the lamps run out. That's interesting. So she appears to be wearing a miniskirt, a vest, and like a tank top. Not very well clad for an adventure in terms of armor and such, but then again, Link doesn't really wear any armor, does he? Some games he's got chainmail under the tunic, you can see. I wonder if that circlet has protective properties. At least she brought a shield and sensible boots. Oops! I would like to continue, thanks. Oh, that's nice. I don't know. I don't know how the continue system worked in the original, but you know what? Just like play in remastered mode every time. That's my advice for what I know. Okay.
Those darn Moblin have eaten everything. I give anything for an Arpago steak.
So this is the hungry child. Great. So now I know. Alright. And we know that there... Oh, and by going through that exit, we've unlocked a new area to go to. That's cool. Super Mario World style. So Impa told me to go to Sakado to get the egg, so I'll do that. Courtney says, Zelda looks pissed. She's kind of got the Castlevania walk. Yeah, you're not wrong. Oops. Oh, I missed those rubies. Oh well. Let's light this place up. Ah, chains to climb. Lovely. She's kind of got the Christopher Belmont rope climb too. Oops. Nuts. Okay, it's still lit up. That's nice. Okay, I'm not exactly climbing the chain there, but okay. Oh, it takes so much damage. There's got to be something worthwhile at the top here. Oh, okay. Those aren't two separate chains. That's just one chain. It just looks separate. Ugh. Yeah. Sometimes I think the hitboxes might be a little bit off from the visuals represented here. Oh, what? There was nothing here. I didn't see anything. That's okay. We'll just get out. I guess there's some dead ends or red herrings, or maybe something will appear there later. Who knows? Another character. Okay, now about these cutscenes, like, I'd said that the subsidiary in Russia was responsible for them. Let me tell you the story of that. This game was made on a $600,000 budget in a very short time frame. They didn't have much money left over after hiring the animators and the programmers. I mean, the graphics people for the game, that is. So what they did was they actually flew out half a dozen animators, which seems like a lot, from Russia, put them up in an apartment in Massachusetts. These animators had various skill levels, and over 6 months they worked on these cutscenes. There was some back and forth with the development team, but essentially it was work done cheaply, done quickly, and I guess not a lot of oversight. And the voice acting too has often drawn derision. The voice actors were all local union TV and radio actors, but even then that seems like they're professionals, so you would expect them to do a better job, but whatever.
Hello, dearie. Oh, just a minute.
They had... Okay.
Isn't it lovely? Bring some fairy dust and I'll make it a magic cloak.
They are certainly very striking, I'll give them that. Yeah, I wouldn't call the cutscenes like laughably bad. They're more like charmingly strange. As Courtney says, I like how you don't swing your sword, you just go straight for the stab. Well, that's just what Link did in the first 2 games, even. This, and, you know, development for Link, the Faces of Evil, and Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon was done only with... Oh, golly. only with reference to the first two games in the series. We didn't have Link's Awakening or Link to the Past yet in the West. They were in development at Nintendo, but Nintendo wasn't showing anything to these people working on this. They only had those to go on. And so basically they had a choice 50-50 between side-on view or top-down view. And according to an interview with Dale DeSharon, which is sprinkled throughout this John Szczepaniak article on HG101's context site, which again I will link later. Yeah, they were pretty sure that the people at Philips would have preferred them to stock up on some land oil. Would have preferred them to show off the visual aspect of the game. So at this point, you know, another of the difficulties with developing this was that, no, I need to go back. I need to get an egg somehow, maybe by farming those pterodactyl things. They don't seem to be dropping anything. But Impa did say they were nesting in an alley, so I'll try entering in an alley. No, I can enter doors, but not that alley. I'll try some of the other ones. Yeah, the sword's pretty short range too. What if I go here and then... No. Oh, well there's another alley over there I can try. Yeah, so the team in Animation Magic, they weren't getting any oversight from Nintendo. There was some input from Nintendo, but what they were concerned about was mostly the look of the main characters. From what I've read, the licensing deal, well, I'll talk about a licensing deal later, but Nintendo's concern was that Link and Zelda looked right, basically, and that's all they had to say on the matter. Philips was concerned with the CD-i showing its visual prowess, and the management at Philips weren't too interested in games for the system. They wanted it to be like an entertainment, educational kind of platform, multimedia stuff, not necessarily games. That wasn't their focus. I wonder how many bombs... Okay, that's taking me up to 6. I don't know what the upper limit is. So yeah, they weren't taking games too seriously until the device actually launched, and they found out that games were the only thing that actually sold well on the CD-i at all. So yeah, the motivation for doing a side view is that you have a much more capability to show impressive visuals with the backdrops, and I think they really have pulled that off with this game, with the painted style graphics on all the screens. Yeah. So let me see. What was I saying? So yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that article's a really good read, so check that out. Gibbon is here in chat, so hello, good to see you. He's awake. He did not let a nap get out of hand. Shush. Speedrunning animation. Yeah. Gibbon asks, were these games the first instance of Impa actually showing up in game? Gosh, that's a really good question. I want to say she was in 2, maybe in a cutscene or 2, but I might be wrong. She's definitely in the manuals, but yeah, it might actually be here first. And I didn't look up whether this predates the cartoon, which would have influenced the design of the characters a lot. If Impa got into Smash, would she be a CD-i rep? Technically, yes, although Nintendo does not acknowledge these games at all. Okay, so we're going to go to this new area that we unlocked. Ooh, I like that. Walking on different background layers. That's a really cool feature. Oh, and these are just like the little rat pigs. They're not dropping anything from killing them, so we won't bother. Ah! Is this supposed to be Gomer? Well, it's dead now. Nice cave. Oh, more Gomers, okay. Hope I get more hearts later. I'm feeling pretty weak. But like I said, they do refill. Oh, that was a death pit. Great. Yeah, they do refill all the time when you enter new areas. So it's all very friendly. What? Okay. I'll try ascending the background and getting to a high vantage. Okay, so we can go up here and then jump over. Yeah, okay, that was cool. Oh, who's this? Another NPC to talk to. Wow, this is a very different music track again. The oral identity of this game is very varied. Okay, I'm probably going to need to bomb that, so I'll do that in a second, but first... Hello.
Nice jump over the Goma pit.
Oh, thanks.
Here, have a drink.
Oh, I don't know if I should trust this.
Hey, there's a fisherman trapped in the fish head.
What?
Really?
Oh, like the skeleton over there. Oh, okay. I could trust the drink. Just speaking of drinks. Stay hydrated, people. She was in the manuals. These came out like 4 years after the cartoon. The cartoon was 1989, and these are late 93. Okay, thanks for clearing that up, Gibbon. Link's Awakening and Link to the Past were already out when these dropped. Yes, but not out when it was being developed, which is why they only had the first two games to really base their design off. But yeah, that is something I've noticed, Gibbon. They seem to specifically going for the cartoon versions of the characters in this. Yeah, I'd say, especially if you compare Zelda to how she looks in the cartoon, it's it's very much a bootleg version of what she looks like in the cartoon, but that definitely seems to be the basis for the design. Whereas in games before that, she was a very kind of plain design with just a pink dress. Yeah, not much going on, but the design from the cartoon really suits an action protagonist character, which is what she is in this game. Yes, okay. Yokan the fisherman picked a most dreadful spot to try casting his net. Bring something to Blast Rock and free him, dearie. Will do. I have the bomb. Let's go. What? I'll try it from a different spot. Oh. Okay. So they bounce off in a projectile arc? Yes. What? Okay, so not bombs. Maybe I need to find a hammer or something instead. Oh, I actually got the cloak. It's just not a magic cloak yet. Okay, whatever. Well, that's frustrating. Yeah, I don't know what else to do. Maybe I'll go beneath it and... Nope. Well, that's all my bombs gone. Oh, and King Harkinian. That's true. He was a character in the show, wasn't he? Was that his name in the show too? So yeah, that's something very directly taken from it. The king was never really a character until the show and this. And then not again. He was sort of there off screen in Ocarina of Time, but it wasn't really until Wind Waker that he became a real character. Spoilers. And then, of course, Breath of the Wild brings him back looking nearly identical because they just can't bear to redesign a character, apparently. I guess I'll buy some more bombs. That was here. I have lots of money, might as well. $9. $12. $15. Maybe we'll stop there. I might need money later. Do I need more lamp oil or rope? Might as well. They're real cheap. Okay. The king was in the opening and ending of Link to the Past, and there was a king in the manual for Adventure of Link. Right. True. I'm not sure what to do next. I didn't find any eggs for that child. And I searched the town pretty thoroughly. There was a locked house, but I don't know where to get a key. I can't break that boulder apparently. I've been everywhere in Cobbittan. I guess I'll try Aru Ainu again. Was there a dark room here? No, it's really not much here. Maybe I missed an entrance or something. So what are these? Wild boars, maybe? I called them like rat pigs before. So this one's locked, right? And this one... Oh, well, we have bombs now. Right, I forgot about this. Because I think this is supposed to be a Dodongo. Yep, so I do need bombs. Let's just pull those out. Yep, we've got them. No indication in the UI that they're equipped, but that's alright. Oops. So that's how that works. I was expecting a bit of bomb consumption, but it didn't happen. Okay, using the key, I've now entered this final hut, and we're rewarded with this. Oh no.
Monsters know better than bothering me. Here's a shroud that scares the rats off Gibdo.
Oh, that was cute. That was actually a cool animation thing where she lifted it up and then it reversed camera angle. So it shows Zelda taking it. Okay, I wonder if this will lead us somewhere else. Aha! So going from Aru Ainu, I have now unlocked Taikogi Tower somehow across the entirety of the island. Strange. Yeah, well, I guess Gibdo is a singular thing. Hey, it's Impa! Hey! Hello! She's got the Triforce.
My, it looks like everyone's been taken to Taikogi Tower.
This is illegal, you know. My cakes will burn.
What? What? Why did those two other characters pop up? It's an Octorok. Oops. That's alright. Come straight back. Everything's still intact, see? The shroud. Should keep an eye on that. I throw the shroud, okay. Ah. So we don't reflect rocks from the Octorok with our shield. No, that's not a mechanic in this game. But also it doesn't seem to be taking much damage from my sword. Let's try a bomb. Since we have so many. Come on. Yeah, that worked. Great. Lovely. And we got a neat 20 rupees off it too, I assume. Yeah, I assume the remastered version fixed all those so that my instincts can be true. There's another boulder over there. That's annoying. Aha, direct hit will instantly destroy. Good, good, good. I guess I'll try the bomb again. Yeah, it killed the Octorok, but did nothing to the boulder. That's really frustrating. Help me, Impa. At the Staccato, all the Staccato townsfolk have been captured. Free poor Harbano, the baker and mayor Craven Dish, dearie, and make sure to give that Iron Knuckle a good beating. Well, I would, but I can't bloody get in, can I? Yeah, maybe strength item to move it, possibly. That's not a Zelda thing. That could be the answer.
Oh my!
Yeah, same dialogue. Connie says, Impa, using the Triforce in public is illegal. It also causes cakes to burn. So that's why that happened. I don't know what she was supposed to be doing with it though. Okay, so Saccato's empty. I've got 2 boulder blocks with no way to break them. There's still a locked house in Cobbittan. No, it was in the other one. Staccato. I'll just go through this a bit more, I guess. Given asking if I want him to look it up. That might not be a bad idea. Like I said, I do have a guide here from zeldadungeon.net, an excellent resource for walkthroughs for most Zelda games, except Zelda's Adventure. But yeah, I haven't consulted it yet, and it might be nice. You know what's really cool that I don't get to do enough is somebody giving you vague hints on what to do next instead of just outright telling you. So I would appreciate it if you looked it up and like maybe hinted at me what to do. That would be really cool, I think. So yes, I'd appreciate it. So while we're waiting for that, let's check my notes. What else do I have to say about this? Oops, I better hit continue or I might lose my progress. I'm not sure how that works exactly. Impa definitely mentioned the alleyways are here and the... You know what, I'm going to try that dark house again in case I missed something. Oh, there's a door. A door in the attic level. Yes, okay. Ooh, fancy sword. Gimme. Power sword. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so I think this works like swords in certain games where if you're at full health, it'll shoot a sword beam. Yeah, that was actually the case in the first two, wasn't it? Which again is the source of a lot of reference here. So I'll just pop back out. Maybe get a few rubies, but I don't really need them. Yeah, we're good on most stuff. Okay. Gibbon says, not sure how to hint at this. Well, just tell me where to go next, that's fine. He also says, I must say, this seems more playable in general than videos I've seen on the internet would lead one to believe. Yes, I agree. This is a point that Jean Chapaniak makes in the article as well. That, like, a lot of people criticize the game without giving it a fair chance, sometimes without even playing it. Reasons for this, who knows, maybe ignorance of the game, like not enough experience with it, or willingness to give it a chance to prove itself. Possibly being too loyal to Nintendo and then like viewing this as just a knockoff that is completely worthless. Yeah, it's really just this whole feedback loop of internet discourse is partly to blame as well. But yeah, hopefully these remakes by Dopply give people the opportunity to really try it out on its own terms, and especially the remastered mode helps things. It has historically been very difficult to play them with CD-i emulation, so that's actually part of people's ignorance about them, is getting their information from only some few sources that might be really negative, and not having the opportunity to play it for themselves. But they're much more available now thanks to the remakes. Dopply's Discord. Yeah, you can talk about the game on Dopply's Discord, which is linked on his Twitter, I think. Yeah, okay, I have some other things to say about the developer, but... yeah, as Gibbon says, that was part of the point of these remakes. From Dopply's own words, the motivation for making them was to teach himself game development. He made them over 4 years in Game Maker. The other reason for making them was as an in-joke between friends, according to him. And this is in the README and stuff. So yeah, he put them up and then took them down because he doesn't like really the making of them was the important part to him. Anyway, Gibbon says, vacant, you had the right idea with the boulders and just need to commit. Excuse me? He now says that the boulders take 10 bombs to destroy. That is just ridiculous, insane. They didn't tell you that anywhere. Maybe the manual. I should have read the manual, dang it. I have scans of the manual. Alright, yeah, well, we got tons of rubies. Let's buy up a stack of bombs. That's so strange. Just 10 bombs. Like, that makes no sense. I hate it. Thanks for telling me. Thanks so much. Oh my gosh. I would have tried maybe 3 and then stopped. I wonder what the limit is. Well, that'll be enough for both boulders. Let's go get them. Courtney says, it's probably easier to play here than on the actual CD-i because that controller wasn't really intended for action games from what I understand. Yes, that is true. As I said, Philips didn't really anticipate that games would be a major factor of the system. And yeah, so a lot of stuff about the system is underpowered for games. You know, the processor, the video memory and stuff, it's not ideal, but the controller is another thing, is another factor in that. Well, that was weird. Yeah, so like you had to press up to jump. You had to open the menu by pressing down and button 2. All right, now we're here. Let's spam some bombs. I might have just wasted a lamp oil by mistake. So 1, if that counts, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my gosh. So the first one did count. Ugh, nuts. Alright, so who's this? Another Hylian type person with pointed ears. That's something they got right, isn't it? Okay, go.
Thanks. You saved me. That's the last time I'm going fishing. See you in Sakado.
How did you end up here from fishing? That makes no sense. Okay, so I've unlocked Shutoy Lake, but he also said see you in Sakado, and I got a key, so let's do that before we go there. Oh, I should have used my sword beams a bit more there. So this one was locked. Oh. What? Is he in one of these houses then? So the key was not for that door. Great. That's lovely. Oh yeah, sword beams are back. Ah! Easy to lose them though. Maybe in here? I don't know. Whatever. We'll go to that lake. Or we'll go to the other place with the bomb thing. Which was the lighthouse. Or the tower. We could free the baker and the mayor. Oh, go away. Okay. Oops. 1. No, you can't do another one until the first one explodes. 2. Oops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, one of those. Oh, hello.
Come on, hurry! It's awful. Mayor Cavendish has been chained in the tower.
Oh no.
My cakes! Come see me in Sakado.
Will do, friend. Oh, so that'll be that locked house. But how? What's the other key for then? Okay, so we have wall masters here, floor masters, whatever they're called. A lot of health apparently, and that'll be iron knuckle. Why don't we spam a few bombs? Oop. Yeah, baby. Oh, there's more. Okay, they sort of implied that there was a singular one. Oh, instant kill on the wall masters. Lovely. I think Wallmaster is something that Ocarina of Time came up with as a variation on the Floor Master, but I might be wrong. Oh no, it's vice versa, I think. Because they like come out of the walls. I don't know, I can't remember. Oh. Oh no. Hey, that's Ganon's line.
Knuckle.
Lovely. So this is Iron Knuckle. A singular character. Oop. It went ting, so that implies that that did not work. Hello? There. Okay, that must be it. This guy's very non-threatening, I gotta say. Hello? What? Maybe hit in the back when it does the pose? No? What? Hit in the head. That's it. That's how you do it in Zelda 2. Hit him in the head. This guy doesn't even have a shield. Okay, I'm glad it puts me back right here. It's very handy. Oh yeah, okay. Sword beams. So there's a little blue tink, but also an orange explosion. So I don't know if this is doing damage or not. Gibbon says, I'm excited for a potential Zelda's Adventure remake with smooth and instantaneous screen transitions. Well, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? That would be amazing. We'll talk more about Zelda's Adventure later because it's really interesting stuff. But Dopply certainly is not interested in it. And John Shapaniak, who's a big defender of these games, is highly critical of Zelda's Adventure. So again, we're going to be fair to it when we get to it. So I noticed it doesn't always do the ting, but maybe that's just overlapping too much stuff at once. This doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere, does it? I like that there's Donkey Kong style ladder climbing graphics. You get to the top and they lean over and stuff. Yep. You need to put all those in if you're adding a character to Donkey Kong. Pauline has a full sprite set in Family Basic to accommodate that. Vague hint, use a special item. The Shroud. Nope. She said that was for Gibdo. I'll try bombs, but I only have 11. But yeah, I guess that's what I have to do. Spam them. Kaboom. Oh, I hope this works. Oops. Well, I ran out of bombs. It defaulted me to a rope, and that just didn't do anything. The only other one I have is the lantern. Do I have the right special item given? Yeah. Oops. Instant death, is it? Yikes. And bombs aren't even on my inventory anymore. I've run out. I'll try spamming more Shroud, I guess. Otherwise, yeah, I need more hints. I do not have the special item. Okay, that's good to know. I'll come back later. Oh, I actually have to get through this screen without bombs this time to exit. Because dying puts you back in the same screen, which is friendly in a way, but I just want to get out of here now. Since I'm just going down, I'm not going to bother lighting the lamp. Oh, this is huge, this room. Okay. Dang. Well, let me tell you about Animation Magic. They did some pretty cool stuff. Mostly games on their catalog are like edutainment games. They did a few for the CD-i, but mostly for, you know, Windows and stuff. Ah! Alright, let's go. So yeah, they did Link, Faces of Evil, and Zelda, One of Gamelon. Their only other CD-i game was this interesting looking one called Mutant Rampage Body Slam, which is a 2D beat 'em up with a sort of grotesque style to it. Alright, so I saved the baker, so we can go and check out his house. Maybe the baker will give me an egg. That's something that bakers have access to. Hello.
Friend Link could eat 10 of these.
Okay.
At least.
The Arpagos will die for them.
Okay. I have bread. The Arpagos will die for them. So I'll try throwing it at an Arpagos. And then I might get the egg. Go. Oh. Oh. So I can use it to distract Arpagos on a screen. No sign of an egg, though. Do I get another one?
Friend Lin-
Yes. I do. Okay. Actually, did it use it up? It did, so I need to go back. Oh boy. It's good to know that Link's appetite was a factor even as far back as this, because again, that's something that comes up in Breath of the Wild as kind of a running gag. And Age of Calamity too. I'm gonna need to restock on bombs actually. How much money do I have? Enough. Gotta get that bread. Is bread the secret of the Iron Knuckle Gibbon? I'm gonna assume not. But I do have other avenues to explore now. See, it's good. It's all very non-linear. And unlike Zelda 1 or 2, it doesn't take ages to get anywhere. So already that and the aesthetic aspects of this game leading me to prefer it to Zelda 1 and 2, as heretical as that is to say in Nintendo fandom. Yeah, I think this is a really cool game. What's the time? Yeah, we'll keep going. How many bombs do I have? 33 bombs. Okay. Let's go check out that island or lake or whatever. Shutoi Lake. Oh, Dodongos. I'm not prepared for that. Oh, really? Ah! Oh no. Just moblins. Is there something up here? Ah. Wasn't quick enough on that. Appears to be empty. Oh yeah. Gibbon says, holy cow, I completely forgot that monster distracting bait was a thing in Zelda 1. Yeah. So, for all the people say that these games are not faithful enough to the Zelda formula, everything they do is taken from the Zelda formula. Come on, people. Okay, it's Imper again. What do you got to say for yourself?
Oh dear, Wizrobe has captured Lady Alma.
I'm not afraid of you.
Ha! Then wait here until you are.
Oh my. Okay, so I assume that the Triforce of Wisdom is showing you visions of what has happened, which is why that cutscene appears, and also why that illegal guy in the baker suddenly popped up. It's sort of implying that we were seeing them being captured using the power of the Triforce. That makes sense. Alright, is this door? Yes. Oh, what? Oh, that was the other door. Yeah, okay. I went in the wrong door. Hold on. This door. Oh. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, can I swim? No. I, in fact, die instantly. But I might be able to ride the back of that crocodile. Ow. Quit it. Yes, I knew it. I love having a Hitmaster here, by the way. That's really cool. Oh, what? Great. Okay, now we're climbing a tower. Nice stuff. With half heart left. Oh, what? Okay, fine. That's rough. Who knows where they're going to come from? Just go faster. Well, now what? Oh, the rope. Yeah, baby. Gotta use everything we have. Okay. I guess there's only one exit there. Is this a maze? Ah! It's okay. Instant respawn. So friendly. Oh, okay, great. Hello? Oh, this must be Wizrobe. Hello. Thanks for killing me. Wizrobe. How do we deal with Wizrobe? The shroud? No, that was Gibdo. Does this need another magic item I don't have? I'll just pop up here. It's locked. Great. Got some crocodile excitement in chat. Excuse me? Does this take 10 bombs or what? I'm gonna just assume I don't have the right tool here. Because for other boss characters, they've sort of specifically told you, like, the shroud is for Gibdo. I know that Iron Knuckle requires a special item, so I'm going to assume that this is also Wizrobe. Wizrobe. Was the purple cloak for Wizrobe? Maybe it was. Yeah, and it'll like reflect the attacks. All right, so maybe I can't do this yet. Whoa, what was that? Some creepy creature. Let's try these doors. No. Just background detail. Alright. So I'll come back with fairy dust. Oops! I'm not sure if that was fall damage or... Yeah, I was just landing in the wrong spot. Alright. Woo boy. Okay. So, Animation Magic. Some of their entertainment games are released under the Magic Tales brand. So there's a few of those. You can't grab a ladder in midair, unfortunately. Oh, and the whole, animated stuff. Like, I think a lot of their games used animated visuals, but they did some assistance on King's Quest VII, which is the entry in the long-running Sierra adventure game series, point and clicks, that transitioned from pixel-based sprite art to a more animated cartoon style for all the character animation and the world, which is a really cool idea and a cool thing that helped it to stand out. And yeah, this company was involved in helping on that. I think they did like chapter 1 and other bits and pieces. It's in the credits. Yeah, but probably the thing that Animation Magic was most influential for. Actually, let's figure out where we're going next before I launch into this. I wonder if... Yeah, save? It's probably a good idea to do that every now and then. Okay, I need special items. Impa, help me. She won't right now. Okay. I need to be on a screen. She looks like she gives you more specific advice. I haven't figured out the secret of the egg. I did get a key just now. And there was a door that... No, I went in there. Are there any existing locked doors that I can't get through? There was one in the tower. But that was just after I'd got it. So there might be anything there. That was the child with the hunger. There wasn't anything there. I don't have the right thing for that. Am I kind of stuck again? Let's stock up on some items. Yeah. I need a hint, Gibbon. And let me tell you about Animation Magic. The most influential thing that they ever did was work on a Warcraft game. But it was cancelled. This is a point-and-click adventure spin-off from Warcraft called Lord of the Clans. It got pretty far in development, but Blizzard weren't too happy with it. Oh, these things respawn if you wait around. Great. I could have just waited for those bombs. Yeah, so late in the day, they hired Steve Maretsky, famed adventure game designer, to come in and retool it, but then they decided that the retoolings would take too long and be too expensive, so the whole thing was just cancelled outright. So it never came out. Eventually, years later, there was a leak of like the mostly finished prototype, which lined up with Blizzard's ideas at the time, was that it was too traditional and wouldn't have been that impressive in the market. But what it did do was the story of it really influenced basically every Warcraft product that came after it. The story of Warcraft 3 was based on it, and it also had influence on the plot of World of Warcraft and even the live-action movie recently. So this is like sort of a Jodorowsky's Dune of the Warcraft franchise, if I can be that, you know, if I can speak that highly of it, in that it never came out, but the creation of it led to all these other things. Yeah, as Gibbon says, that Warcraft game did get found recently and dumped online. Gibbon has a copy of it, it's on his computer somewhere. And the events are referenced in Warcraft 3, yes. Alright, we're coming up on an hour here, so I think I've given this game a good go, and while it is useful to consult a guide every now and then, I'm really impressed with what they've done here, and it's really, like, they tried a lot of cool things, but they're also very successful with a lot of them. I just think Animation Magic did a really good job here with a fresh, like I said, it's really based on a lot of Zelda stuff that existed, but it also feels really fresh and has a lot of cool stuff going on. Yeah, basically, I like this game a lot, and I'm going to play it more and finish it off on my own time. And I hope it's encouraged viewers to give it a chance too. It's freely available, this remake, as well as Link Faces of Evil, which Dopply, or no, I think it was a CD-i fan page, did a Twitter poll of which game people prefer, and it was like 2/3 of people preferred Faces of Evil. I didn't play it today because I wanted to give Zelda a chance as a protagonist, and I'll talk a bit about that. Her history in the series in a minute, but yeah, that's why I picked it, and I'm pleased with it for that, if nothing else. The boldness of that, yeah. The fact that they made these two and gave one to Link and one to Zelda, that's really cool. It was sort of the whole paired thing, but not like Pokemon where 90% of the content is the same. These are two completely different games. They just use the same engine. They did it that way to save money, essentially. It would be more economical to work on one engine instead of assets and sort of duplicate some of them in the other game. Anyway. Yeah, let's go and try out Zelda's Adventure now to see how somebody else made use of the license. And the odd thing is that, well, okay, I'll talk about that in a minute as well. Yeah. Gibbon has given me my next hint, which is do something in Hanyu Forest, but I don't think I have access to Hanyu Forest, so yeah, I probably have to find another exit to unlock it. So yeah, I'll look up the guide for future playthrough. Thanks for helping me out there, Gibbon. But yeah, let's go to Zelda's Adventure now. And meanwhile, I'll tell you the story of the reason that there are Zelda and Mario games on the CD-i. Oh, hold on. Okay, that should work. Yeah, so after the... Oh, when was it? It was in the 90s sometime. Anyway, this whole CD revolution was happening where the medium of compact disc allowed for, you know, very much more advancements in storage and graphics and music and stuff. And the game console makers were starting to look into it. Nintendo partnered with Dutch company Philips to develop the Nintendo PlayStation. Oh, this is really loud, I'm going to turn it down. Certain things in this game are louder than others, it seems. So Nintendo had an agreement with Philips to make this new console, but then Nintendo backed out of it, and as a sort of consolation to Philips for not following through on their agreement, they allowed use of some of their IP for Philips to make games with. And according to, you know, Dale de Charon, it was certain characters. They had access to 5 characters. I don't know how that works exactly, but anyway. That's why there's Zelda and Mario games on the Philips CD-i. So, here is the intro to Zelda's Adventure. This is Gaspar, I think. Or Gaspra. It's like a wise old man in his tower.
The scroll of Shermak, bearer of sad news these many years ago. And so it was.
And it spells Ganon wrong, but oh
Lord of
well.
Darkness had taken over Ptolemac. He had stolen the treasured celestial signs and captured Link. A brave warrior would have to be found to face this evil monster.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we gotta kill Ganon. That's the plot.
And so I found this champion of strength and courage. It is you, Princess Zelda, with this magic pen
Link, who's
you go
that?
forth, and with each sign you gather, so too will you gain knowledge. Find your magic wand, use it wisely, and listen to your allies along the way. Go now, my princess, restore the celestial signs and rescue Link.
Yeah, Shermak is Ganon banned for using the wrong spelling of Ganon in that scroll. But wow, so much to talk about up front. First of all, let's talk about this font. So at one point when I was trying to get these working on various forms of emulation, I said before that at some point I'd managed to do it, but you couldn't pass the first screen. If you tried to scroll a screen, it would fail, and that was really bad. But I did get this far, and when I saw this font, I recognized it straight away. You know why? Because they used the same font in the credits of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the TV show. So at this point, I became obsessed with this font. I started seeing it in different places. I tried to track down what it was, and I couldn't. But then yesterday, I just searched what is the font in the Avatar credits and found it in 5 seconds. So that was easy. The font is Herculanum, created by renowned Swiss typeface designer Adrian Frutiger, created in 1990. I would say that it's distinctive. No, we don't want demo footage. I want to see this dang font. The uppercase M is distinctive. The lowercase a and r also have this sort of elongated bit to them. This font is pre-installed on OS X, but not Windows 10. So now that I know what it is, I can really easily have access to it. I've also spotted it popping up in a Star Wars Visionaries comic. This is a series, like a book that they put out with a series of, it's an anthology that was made by, like the comics were made by visual artists who worked on Revenge of the Sith, and they're really cool stories and also the basis for the Darth Maul robotic legs design. So in one called The Eyes of Revolution, it's about the younger days of General Grievous. They use this font for his like inner dialogue, basically. Another Star Wars one, the Clone Wars comic UK, there was a magazine for younger audiences that had comics in it. And in a particular comic called Power Down, I recognized this font when I was reading through every Clone Wars piece of media that existed. Not the novels, though, because I don't have the patience for it. There's a low-budget Australian sci-fi movie called Blue World Order that filmed partially in my city and reframes a telecommunications tower that I can see from almost anywhere in town as a mind control device. Blue World Order, co-starring Billy Zane. I also spotted it in the cover page of a David Brin novel, I think. I'm not 100% sure because I was browsing at a secondhand book fair and I was flicking through a David Brin novel because he is the sci-fi author who wrote the story for Echo the Dolphin, Defender of the Future. And I said, oh wait, I know that font. But then a father and his young children were looking for as many David Brin novels as they could find. I heard him say to his kids. And I was like, oh, they need more than me, so I passed it off to them. So I didn't record the name of the novel. And those are all the times I've spotted it in the wild. It's been a personal quest of mine. Gibbon says you can't prove it's not a mind control device. Well, I wouldn't put it past Telstra, to be honest. Okay. How to play. This is important, and also extremely long, so I will skip some of it. But there's like a really over-explained tutorial video for how the game works, narrated by the character Shermack, who I don't really know what she is exactly, but she's some kind of mystical NPC. So Tolamac, Korodai and Gamelon are the settings of the animation magic games. They're island nations separate from Hyrule. But the manual for Zelda's Adventure, 1995 by Viridis, states that Tolamac is the uncharted southeastern region of Hyrule. Now, I've tried to match this up to the map of Zelda 2, which, as we all know, contains the map of Zelda 1 on it. Just, you know, search that one. Oh, so that's Shermack, some kind of dryad or fairy. Cool stuff. Yeah, the map of Zelda 1 is included in miniature form in the overworld of Zelda 2. It's really cool stuff. But the southeast region seems to be ocean as far as I can tell. But there might be some more land or some kind of peninsula a bit further to the south of that map. So yeah, this is connected to Hyrule basically. Same mainland according to the lore. Let me see. Oh yeah, the timeline. So we've placed it in space now, but where does this happen in time? The two animation magic games, as we say, are based on designs from the cartoon, and that in turn is based on the kind of world setting of Zelda 2, which again directly follows Zelda 1. At the time, this is all they had. They didn't know there were other Links and Zeldas. But this is 1995, a few years have gone past, and Link to the Past has come out, and that's the most recent game at this point. And the Zelda in this game, it really seems to be based on the design of the, you know, quote-unquote casual outfit of Zelda in that game, as you first see her with the blue and white dress. So my idea for where this game happens in the timeline is that Link does actually appear in this game, so he's been captured by Ganon, so it must be before he goes on his journey in Link's Awakening, but maybe after Link to the Past, so just in that short period between the two. Yeah, see how in-depth this tutorial is getting? But I've spoken now about what I want to say to set up the game, so I think we can actually get started. We'll create a new profile because I've done a little bit of exploring. This is controlled... okay, maybe I haven't done enough explaining, because the way I'm playing this is Tiny CD-i, which is a fork of the MAME emulator. And I've already used Milo, so I'll have to use the female version of my name. Oops. I'll have to go to the backspace over here. This is mouse control too, that's probably easier. Mia. That's... oh, should it be two L's? Yeah, that'll do. Okay. I killed the name entry screen. Okay, let's go. Atmospheric sounds. Yes, so this is the game. As you can see, it's sort of pre-rendered style or digitized. Well, the characters are digitized. The rest is pre-rendered, but it's all sprites made from high-res stuff and shrunken down. I am now controlling the game with the mouse. So you can move, you can click to do something, but I haven't got anything to attack with yet. I've done a brief exploration of the screens surrounding this, so I know that I have to go right first. And I get the wand. Yes. But yeah, as I was saying, the way I'm playing this, Tiny CD-i, it's a little build of the main... oh gosh, okay. Sorry. So... okay, so Shermack speaks to you on certain screens and gives you hints, but these aren't written down, so I have to listen to them carefully. I do have the wand now. I think instead of a sword, Zelda has a wand, and then instead of like weapons, she gets spells that are equivalent to items and weapons. That's rough. This is gonna be a struggle. All right. While this is loading again, I've got a couple of bits of follow-up from previous streams. I've just been playing the Tangled licensed video games because I rewatched the movie and I watched the series and realized again that I really love it. So I tried out the games as well and realized that I did a whole stream where I talked about game characters who use their hair, and completely forgot that Rapunzel is totally in that category, although she doesn't use it to attack anybody. She has her frying pan in the console game. But yeah, that's just a little thing. Another big bit of follow-up from a couple of weeks ago when I played Umihara Kawase Shun is that I found, like, basically I just went to the Japanese Wikipedia page for the game, and linked from there is a whole bunch of like interviews with the creator and stuff, and information from his website that reveal this like dark backstory to the game that is never spoken, but does influence some things in certain installments. Oops. Do I need to... Oh, okay. So it hasn't saved anything. So I guess if I'm about to die, I need to save and quit, basically. Okay. So this is going to be very slow going. And I also need to figure out how to restore my health. I didn't even need to equip it because I was able to swipe without doing that. So I don't know what equipping it does. Anyway. Yeah, Zelda. Cool. Yeah, there's this whole thing where, like, the game is an abstraction inside Kawase's mind, and it's based on her struggles with her legacy. Her father was a sushi chef who was trying to find the perfect ingredients and went off on an expedition to the mountains and went missing, and she followed in his footsteps, and then, like, she has a long lost mother's side of her family where her sister, she doesn't even know she has a sister, but then her sister died of blowfish poisoning, and she went to work at her mother's restaurant without even knowing it was her mother. Oh my god, no! Death occurs very quickly. There's got to be a way to reset. Okay. Nope, that's not it. That's just the BIOS. Or maybe this will let me load it anyway. We'll find out. Oh my gosh. Anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff to it. I guess it's a little hard to get to. If you just go to the Japanese Wikipedia page for Umihara Kawase, translate it through Google Translate, and then like scroll down to it's oh man. Yeah, you scroll down, you find the link, you put that in archive.org, and then you copy the text from the page from the archive into Google Translate. Anyway, it's complicated. But we have Nick the Boy 24 in chat saying, ooh, ooh, hello, good to see you. Gibbon says, you know what, I don't know if that worked. I'm not seeing anything coming up. Oh yeah, Gibbon responds, the Kawase story is rough. Surprisingly, the first place it really comes up in a game is Blade Strangers, the crossover fighting game that they put out. Courtney's got to go, but this was fun. Thanks for all the info. Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. It was cool stuff. I can already tell this is going to be a real struggle, a lot more than Zelda's Adventure, or than one of Gamelon was. All this restarting and stuff. I'm not able to save state. It's pretty frustrating. But yeah, that's all right. I've got more stuff to talk about in these loading screens. So stick around. Anyway, Gibbon is weighing in on the timeline placement, saying it could be after Link's Awakening, and this is how he gets home, since the Oracle games start with Link meeting the Triforce at the end of Link to the Past and end with him on the boat from the beginning of Link's Awakening. That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, that is a good point. That is, yeah, the Oracle games end with him on the raft. They start with him encountering the Triforce. But yeah, presumably he does come back to Hyrule. But as Gibbon is saying, this is sort of Ganon seeking out Link in revenge and bringing him to Hyrule and imprisoning him. And then Zelda has to free him. And that's how they reunite after years, which is an interesting idea. Although you do actually meet up with Zelda in the ending of the Oracle games, I think. Yeah, that could work. I haven't actually put this game in that place on my own timeline. I make a timeline mock-up image based on the official one, but with a lot of side stuff added as a kind of fun exercise in the lengths you can go to in fandom. But I only recently realized that this isn't the same Zelda as the other CD-i games, because like many people I tended to lump it in without thinking. But as we can see, it's a very different style of game. You know, apart from the full motion video, the pre-rendered stuff, it's a top-down game like Zelda 1, and that's what they chose to replicate. Or I guess they're really going with the Link to the Past formula more so, possibly. Not that they're that different, but it's using the design of Zelda. It's got the sword swing instead of the sword stab.
I have a wonderful bargain for you. Take some autumn herbs for free. Then look around. There's plenty to buy.
Well, I would buy it if I had enough, but I don't. And I don't know... Oops. They said take some some kind of herbs for free. But where's the herbs? Give me the herbs. Oh well. Just do a quick check. Money. Oh, what? Why can you equip a rupee? I don't know. That's weird. Maybe it's not equip. I don't know what that is. So yeah, we're not filling in much of the map yet. But, oh, what? That's crazy. Gibbon read an interview or something that explained that they got the top-down image captures for Zelda by putting a mirror on the ceiling and having her walk on a treadmill facing different directions. That's amazing. Wow. That's really cool. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff behind the development of the game. I read a snippet. Yeah, they had like no budget for this game, says Gibbon. What's this? The ladder? Famous Zelda 1 item, the ladder? Cool. I wonder what that's going to let me do. Okay, okay. Oh, so now that I've equipped it, I can't use the sword. But the sword is like a default thing that just is there. Okay, so that explains that. Yeah, Gibbon says it was really amazing reading about how they did everything. I'd like to read that if you can find it. All I did, I guess I didn't do enough research, but what I did was I said that there's a very positive write-up by John Szczepaniak on the old HG 101 site for the Animation Magic games. But for Viridis' game here, he also did a write-up for the Hardcore Gaming 101, but this time it was under their feature of kusoge, or crap games, singling this out as an infamous crap game that should be avoided because of its bad quality. So I will say that it does seem a bit more awkward than the side-on ones, and I'm definitely having more trouble with it in terms of emulation, not having save states or anything like that. But I'm willing to entertain it a bit longer. The slow screen transitions are kind of a killer, but It's just something that you have to get used to, I guess. All right, so we found some caves over here. 2 caves. This one has a shield on it. Let's try it out.
Beware the evils of greed. Act quickly. Think on your feet, and you will be rewarded.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Sounds dangerous. Oh.
Come in here.
What?
Do not want it. I am Lord, and this ashline all mine.
Okay. I have the ladder, so I'll try getting over this chasm with it, because that's sort of how it worked in Zelda 1. It worked! Wonder if that used it up. Oh good, I was hoping that was a foreground element and not another chasm. Oh no, there's more. Is this a whole dungeon? Did I get into a dungeon without knowing it? Maybe I should have got that candle. Oops. Oh, I found something. Oh, I actually used up the ladder. Yeah, okay, but that's fine. Maybe there's only one use. Let's see what this does. Nothing yet. Don't know what it is. Okay. Oh, nuts. No, no, no. No, please no. No! Oh, I really should have saved and quit while I had the chance. That's all my progress gone. And from experience, I know that this will not return me to any kind of screen. So yeah, we gotta start again. It's a roguelike, people. It's become a roguelike. Okay. Given is talking about the development, which is really interesting stuff. He says that they summarize a lot of it in the development section of the Wikipedia entry. Okay, that's cool. I didn't go that far, apparently, but they have citations and links there to the sources. And in reference to, you called these area backgrounds pre-rendered, but they're actually composites from a bunch of actual landscape and environmental photos the dev team went out and took around Santa Monica and then touched up with art. That is fascinating stuff. That's really cool. I'm glad you told me that. Wow. That's cool. I recall that the development team behind Super Mario's Wacky Worlds was doing a similar thing. This is the follow-up to Hotel Mario, but it was going to be a side-scroller in the style of Super Mario World, but with all sorts of different backgrounds based on locations that they would photograph. So yeah, it sounds a lot like that, and that's really cool stuff. Yeah, digitizing real photos. Wow. That's the power of the CD format, people. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time is maybe go in a different direction. I know I can go there if I need to, but hey, why not explore a different path? It's all non-linear stuff, isn't it? So what I know about development based on the sort of interview that was referenced in the Hardcore Gaming 101 article, which is available on the news site, by the way, is this really, yeah, interesting sort of tale about the development. Just a second here. Moblin in. It says Moblin instead of Moblin, but I think in the original game it was Moblin because of a typo or something, or they just changed how they spelled it later. Why don't we go to Moblin Inn? So yeah, what I learned from this article was that the game was developed and then the team sort of all moved on to other things. But then the testing phase... Oh, okay, hold on a second. It's a beggar. Okay. Well, I have some rupees. Here.
You will be blessed 1,000 times 1,000.
She only took 5 rupees and she gave me something. Fire! I now have the power of fire. Great. How does that work? Oh! That is cool. Oh, it takes rupees, much like the bow in Zelda 1. Using spells uses up our money. Okay, well, it's good that the game throws a lot at you then.
Welcome to the Moblin Head Inn, my princess.
Okay.
Dry. Have a cup of Andor cider on the house.
Indoor
I have
cider.
a spell of calm to sell, but it will cost you 100 rubies.
Oh, I don't have that many.
You look like an honest maid. Sit a moment. It is said those who go deep into the earth learn to overcome the sins of greed. That may be true, but I do know this. A candle and a silver key can bring you bliss. Hurry on now, lass. Time's a-wasting.
You know, I want to say that the voice acting in this game is actually better than in, in Zelda and Link by Animation Magic, but it's not much of a competition.
If only I'd known to cross the chasm rift with the ladder, it would have saved me months.
Months? Well, I already did that, actually.
Spend the whole lifetime being defeated like me. Get it over with, quit, go home, give up.
I will never give up. Never surrender. Yeah. No health refill from the pub. But they do have a calm spell to sell if I have enough rubies. But I don't. Gibbon saying that is probably a closer translation. Should be Moribrin, since it's a portmanteau of... Oh my gosh. Instant death. Fantastic. Yeah, a portmanteau of Mori, meaning forest, and goblin. And yeah, I think now that you mention it, I have heard that. So yeah. And this is because they only show up in the Lost Woods area of the original Legend of Zelda. Yeah, cool stuff. Moribrin. Yeah, basically at this point, nobody had any idea how to spell it, and it was inconsistent all over the place. Right. Let me tell you something interesting about this game. It didn't really have many walkthrough guides online until October of this year, when somebody completed a very thorough write-up on GameFAQs. I also found a map as well, but I haven't consulted either of them yet. They're there if I need them. Right now, my only problem is just surviving long enough, so I think just stumbling around is going to have enough mileage to carry the rest of the stream, because I don't survive long enough really to make much progress. But that's okay. We want to see a bit more content of the game and see what it has to show for. And yeah, I think the voice acting is pretty decent actually. Right. So I was talking about the development. So they made the game, the staff moved on to other things, and then it spent 2 years in QA and testing. During that time, they couldn't, like, according to what I read, they couldn't fix anything because, you know, the team had moved on. So as a result of this bug testing and like feedback process, instead of fixing anything that was wrong with the game, which they weren't able to do, they just cut stuff from the game if it was problematic, and that ended up with a much smaller game than what was originally created. So I gotta wonder just how big it was. According to an interview with the game's director, no, with Viridis's president, Lee Barnes, the claim was made that the game had 300 hours of gameplay and 160 NPCs. Now, this could partly be hype, talking it up and stuff, but it does indicate that the game was much larger originally than it ended up being as a result of this testing process that was done in a very crude fashion. Yeah. And you got to imagine who would have the patience to actually play it fully if it had been in its original form. yeah, that's the main thing that probably puts this whole game into perspective and context, and is important to keep in mind if you are thinking about this, is the content of it, and this, you know, informs the design and things you might notice if you play through it to any great length, as pointed out in John Trepaniak's article, which otherwise I haven't really arrived at this conclusion myself from gameplay yet, but what he says is that there's a lot of stuff in the game that seems, you know, mysterious or potentially useless. NPCs that say things that aren't relevant, items that don't lead you anywhere, you know, places that don't give you anything. And this is a consequence of this you know, this development process where if something was broke, they didn't fix it. They just cut it, basically. All right, these are the most problematic enemies that I... Oh my god. Okay, yep, that's great. This happens so easily. Well practiced in this process now. I want to go north. Maybe I shouldn't. Okay. I seem to be dropping tons of frames on the stream. I wonder how this is going to turn out. It seemed okay during the earlier portion, but the internet's really gone huffy right now. I wonder how far behind it is. Oh well, I hope it all gets to Twitch somehow. We'll see. Oh boy. Sorry, I can actually get through these screens quicker with a bit of mashing. Yes. Okay, what should I do now? I haven't gone southeast yet. Oops. These screen transitions take so long. It's okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I looked up what other games Viridis had done. They've got other edutainment type games on their catalog, just like Animation Magic does. One of their more interesting things that caught my eye was they did a... Oh my gosh. They did a lion simulator in 3D called Savage. I didn't write down the subtitle. It was like Survival in the Serengeti or something like that. And you play as a lion through its whole life cycle. You hunt prey, you interact with other lions. And it's a full 3D game released in the, you know, what was it? 1996. So pretty impressive. I think it's in the Doom engine or something. That was an interesting one. But I'm always interested in, yeah, a lion simulator. You're playing as a lion, doing lion things, you know? What else can you call it? And it's supposed to teach you about wildlife and stuff as well. All right, so here's a situation where I'm on quite low health. I have some money. Oh, here's a bit more. Hiding behind that tree. Oh, what? Whatever, I don't know. So I'm actually going to save and quit at this point, just to save the fact that I have the wand. Yeah, quit without save. No save and continue option. But yeah, at least this will give me this much progress. And then maybe I'll have another crack at that cave, eh? What do you think? Or try the second cave even. Okay, cool. Yeah. It looks like an interesting thing. And yeah, I'm always interested in games where you play as an animal or something. I'm sick of human characters. You're always a human in video games. It's so boring. And playing as some kind of animal or creature of some kind can have a lot of interesting possibilities for gameplay options too. Yeah, maybe later. I'll come back, actually. I'll try and make that my goal now. To get enough money for a candle. Ow! Yeah, what is that? There's a glimmer that happens on the tree. Maybe I need an item to get stuff out of trees. I don't know. But yeah, they didn't last much longer than 1996, unfortunately. Oh my god. Maybe I will not go the full 2 hours with this. This is getting repetitive and frustrating. Which is, you know, partly the game, partly the emulation problems. Restarting the whole thing every time. Maybe I should have checked if more recent builds of MAME do play this properly. Go back to Wand of Gamelon? Yeah, okay. My goal here was to have a fair and honest look at the games, compare them, and yeah, like look at their pros and cons. So let me see. I don't have anything else to say about this. If you do want to try it, I'll put a link to the instructions that I followed to get it working. Again, I'm not sure if more recent builds actually do play it properly with save state support, but last time I checked they didn't, so that's what I'm working with. Yeah, and use the guide as well. I might link that as well, but it's easily findable in game FAQs. But yeah, I think going back to Wand of Gamelon might be more fun for everyone, so we'll do that for a bit. Not too much longer left in my stream time anyway, so that's cool. But yeah. Let me pick up on something I mentioned earlier. Maybe it was the emulator slowing down my computer or something, because I've had really poor performance streaming that Zelda's Adventure specifically, which is kind of frustrating. Oh well. Alright, we're playing this now. But yeah, something I want to pick back up on is Zelda being a playable character in the Zelda series. Okay, but actually, before I start that, let's figure out what we're going to do. Now, Gibbon said I had to go to the forest, but I haven't unlocked the forest, so... I do have a key, but I don't know where to use it. And I don't think I can beat either of the bosses, Wizrobe or Iron Knuckle. So what I'm going to do is just refresh myself on what I have. I'm sure I got a key that I haven't used yet, but it's not represented on this UI, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll just have a explore, I guess. And we can have a chat. Yeah, it's cool. So for ages, people have been wanting Zelda to be playable in a Zelda game, which is natural. There's a lot of potential there. Oh, seriously? Ascending that rope actually... Yeah, I pressed up while doing it, which took me through the door. And I don't actually need a rope to get up here. But there's nothing else to get. So I'm just going to do a little run through of the game and try and spot anything I missed, basically. And we'll be chill about it. Yeah. So yeah, Link is usually the playable character, but I don't know, he's boring. So more Zelda, please. I've made a little list of games where Zelda was playable, and without the 2 CD-i games, it's a pretty dire list, but they really do bring the total up a fair bit. Apart from these two that I've played today, it's, you know, spin-offs like Hyrule Warriors and Age of Calamity. Yeah, don't know how to get that egg. We'll figure that out. And it's Cadence of Hyrule, an excellent, excellent spin-off with a bunch of playable characters, including Zelda by default from the start of the game. Presented as a, you know, an equal partner to Link in the protagonist stakes. And on that note, something I really appreciated about Age of Calamity is that it really makes Zelda the protagonist of the story, which, you know, arguably she always was the protagonist of the story of Breath of the Wild in a way, but it's even more so in Age of Calamity where she's an active participant through the whole process. And like the story is about her and she drives a lot of the stuff. She gets big hero speeches and stuff. It's really cool. I'll go through this place again. Yes. What else? Got a list. And yeah, apart from those spin-offs and things, the only other time she's playable in a Zelda game is Spirit Tracks. And while I do prefer Phantom Hourglass, it does have that going for it. Oh, okay. Gibbon says Smash Brothers. Yes, of course. She's playable in Smash Brothers. Yes, exactly. Especially the adventure modes. Yeah, we've done all this. So this leads eventually to that tower. Alright, we'll go back to the tower, I guess. Do I have plenty of bombs, ropes, and oil? I do. So let's go. Yes, yes, yes. She's pretty cool in Smash Bros. Actually. You get to use her Sheik form, you get to use magic spells and stuff. I like her playstyle for the most part. And there's 3 separate Zeldas as you play the games. In Melee, it's Ocarina of Time Zelda. In Brawl, it's Twilight Princess. In 4, it's also Twilight Princess. And in Ultimate, it's a younger version who, if anything, I would say most closely based on the one you see in A Link Between Worlds, although they probably say it's the Link to the Past one. Actually, I'm not sure. I should figure that out for the timeline. I think I probably did at one point and I've forgotten. Yeah, what the heck are these creatures? Birds with giant mouths. You know what? They look like the Twilight Kargaroks in Twilight Princess. Bloody hell. That's cool. But yeah, Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks is amazing. It's a game where at the start Zelda is killed or her body is stolen and her spirit flies off and accompanies you through the whole game as your sort of helper partner character. And beyond that, she becomes playable in the tower segments where she possesses a suit of phantom armor. Yeah, so whatever key I got, I've used it or whatever. So I don't think I can defeat Wizrobe right now. Oops. Ugh. What am I doing? There we go. Great, great, great. I really should be checking Impa more often, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's do that. And Gibbon, if if you could give me a hint at all, that would be nice too. But I'll try and get some advice from Impa. Yeah, Wizrobe. I need a way to reflect, but I don't have anything like that, so I will... What was that? I got the Shroud. What did that do? That was for Gibdo. The other Shroud, I don't have the Fairy Dust. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, what was I saying? Yeah, Spirit Tracks is cool. But yeah, that's basically it, and that was a short list. So I'm all for these games that put her in the forefront as the star. Let's just try a little something. Yep, I thought that would happen. It's alright. I wonder if enough hits will kill those guys. Oh well. Alright, so I've got that advice. I've got this advice. Great. That's actually good to know. This tells you not to waste time there. There's the hungry child. So there's a few more when you take that into account. The Satellaview games let you select one of the two Satellaview avatars, the male or female character, who in Ancient Stone Tablets, the sequel to Link to the Past that was on the broadcast service, are known as the Hero of Light. Apart from that, I don't know if you would call the companion characters in Ripened Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love playable characters, but Buriki, the Tin Woodsman analog, is one of the party members, and she's a female robot character. I never went over here before, but it leads to death, apparently. Okay, so a house with an Arpagos nest in a back alley. I wonder if I can climb on the roof. Would that help? I don't know why it would. I don't know. There's only bats and moblins in here. Gibbon's asking if I can use my magic bread on Hungry Child. Well, that's not what the game's telling me. Everything that I've been told is that you need the egg. I need to get to a church somehow on time. And the rope doesn't get me to that roof. Well, I can try it. You're the one with the guide. Okay. Let's go. Oh no, it wasn't here, was it? No. And then of course there's all the other playable characters in Hyrule Warriors 1 and 2 and Cadence of Hyrule. Plenty of them. But yeah, most of the main entries is a real sausage fest with just the Link. Alright. Take this bread! It bounced off and landed over here.
Those darn Moblin have eaten everything. I'd give anything for an Arpago's egg.
So I'm gonna go with no, that didn't work. Picky eater, says Gibbon. Yes, a sassy female robot, indeed, indeed, indeed. Oh, and Gibbon commenting on Smash Ultimate Zelda. She's based on both Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds Zelda, who are both similar in design, really. Maybe a generation between those two somewhere. Oh, that's true. They do imply that Old Man Street Pass is the Link from Link to the Past, and he's at least 3 generations older than the current Link, right? 2 or 3. So possibly. Age of Calamity manages to actually have a pretty good men-women ratio for playable characters. I think the original Hyrule Warriors has a much better ratio. Age of Calamity only has Zelda, Impa, Mipha, Bosa, Riju, and the Great Fairies. Spoiler alert. Whereas, you know, let me see. 2 of the 4 champions, 3 of the 4 modern champions, and then you got the King, the monk. listen, there's a lot of men. Spoilers. Oh yeah, I did note down here that at certain points in Wind Waker, Medley is controllable. There you go. Does that count? I don't know. You play that song that lets you control her actions. You can also do that with seagulls, which are gender indeterminate. I looked up how you can tell the gender of seagulls, and it's basically just the size. The coloration appears identical between sexes. I'm annoyed about this game. Where do I go? I'm gonna look up that guide. Link Between Worlds takes place 6 generations after Link to the Past, according to promotional material, says Gibbon. Wow. That's a lot more than I expected. The walkthrough on Zelda Dungeon is very verbose and sort of go here, go here, go here. So it's actually hard to read. Shop songs. Oh, okay. Right. You see this window that doesn't even look like it's open, but the curtains are sort of blowing back like it is. You stand on the sill and then you go through, and then you're in the other area of Sakado. Gosh darn it. That was a problem. That's a big problem. Alright. Well, we sort of knew that. Well, we inferred that. Oh, mystery. Given says, are you kidding me? Yeah, that was not the best indication of things, was it? Glad I looked up that guide. Alright. New background music. Very funky. I like it. I definitely have a lot more fun and make more progress in this than Zelda's Adventure, but I'm determined to give it more of a try later on my own. I won't subject a stream to it. Alright, what's up here? Ah, an egg, of course. Now we can feed the hungry child at last. I could have distracted these upper ghosts with the bread. Oh well, don't care. Whoa! Okay, maybe I should care a bit more. That's alright. Instant respawn gets us out of there. Very cool. So now, we should even be able to take on Gibdo in the church, but first, explore a bit further. Ah, the guy!
Look, I got a new job! Hey, bring a heat crystal. I'll fix up your sword.
Okay. I'll try. That's cool stuff. I got a new job. Wait, what? Locked? But I have the shroud. Ah! Oh, I can go in the crypt here. Ow, ghosts? What? Oh man, do I need to use 10 bombs on this damn thing? Alright. Take me out, give me my health back. And I'll bomb it. Hopefully that works. You know what, I'll just check the guide. I don't want to waste 10 bombs. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, okay, cool, it did work. No exploding on contact, but it did take it out. That's good. Skeleton, or Stalfos, I should say. And guineas are the ghosts, of course. Let's just appreciate this music for a minute. Oh, Gibbon asking me to confirm that I have the egg. Confirmed, I have the egg. And I also have the key to get... Whoa! That is spooky.
She must be stopped.
I won't allow it. Nice organ. Very cool. Alright, so that's not Gibdo. Where is Gibdo? Oh, you can walk up the pipes? That's really creative, actually. Only once before have I seen a pipe organ. Oh, great! Wow. That was rad. Yeah, only once before have I seen a pipe organ being used for platforming in such an effective manner, and that was in Banjo-Kazooie. Cool, and that's opened up Washubi Swamp. Great stuff. I'm feeling good. We can feed the egg to the girl now. Whoops, again, I went to the wrong place. I always get them mixed up. I iced him, that's right. Instantly. Not even a fight. More like a point-and-click adventure puzzle. This game does kind of remind me of that style of game in a way. Alright. Take the egg.
This'll make a great omelet. Here.
Thanks.
Cool. Oh, and she disappeared. Great. I guess she's dead. Okay. Yeah, the swamp. Of course, I don't know what the flute does. I don't know. I guess we'll find out later. Hi. What's up?
Not much.
I'm playing Wand of Gamelon. One of the very few games where you play as Zelda, and Nintendo didn't even make it.
Are you the wand or Gamelon?
Gamelon's the land. The wand, I guess, is a MacGuffin that I haven't seen yet.
How do you know what you can jump on?
It's a little unclear sometimes. You kind of get a feel for it. See the tree branches? Oops. Luckily, you respawn instantly on the same screen.
Oh.
Again, I think this is helped by the remaster. They made some friendly features like that. What's the time? No, I should be finishing soon. But I feel like I'm making progress. I don't want to stop. Oops. Okay, cool. Okay.
Aren't you a mite puny to go up against Ganon?
I'll do all right.
That's the spirit. Bring some hanging spore if you want a bit more punch.
Gibbon says, this screen reminds me of Yoshi's Story a bit, in that it's 2D levels but pretending to be 3D sometimes. Yeah, that's a good call. This was the time when 3D graphics were becoming doable, but they still had 2D gameplay sometimes. And this is still all 2D, of course, but it has some depth to the illustrations in a traditional way. So yeah, that's a good call. Okay, I gotta get some of that Hanyu spore, apparently. And I would assume it's here in the forest. Aha! There's a sparkly thing. Yeah, but as Kim said before, hopefully somebody will take on the task of doing a modern update for Zelda's Adventure, making it a bit more playable, a bit more friendly. Alright, stab the things. I sometimes forget that your interaction is mostly stab-based. Oh, hello. No. Sorry. Fairy pool. Yeah, I'm just rocking through these locations now. Oh.
Let's bring the darkness down.
These ladies are evil. Do I need to kill them? I think I do. Hey. Oh. She exploded. It's weird when the more humanoid enemies are just treated like the monsters killed in one hit, exploding in a cloud of dust or whatever. That was easy. Okay. Hey, fairies.
You saved us. Here's a life heart.
Oh,
Fairy dust. Have some water of life.
wow. So many goodies. Yeah. And then we can use that dust to improve our cloak. Amazing. Now this is progress. All it took was crawling through that one window. It really opened up a lot of stuff, didn't it? But I might leave it there for now. I don't think I'll be able to get through the whole game. Oh, but yeah, hopefully I've given a good showing of both. And you can make up your own mind of which one is better. I think it's pretty clear. But it's interesting that Zelda's Adventure tried to do the traditional Zelda 1 style of game, but with, you know, a lot more NPC interaction, maybe. And not to mention the digitizing the photos thing. It's pretty cool. Okay. So, that wraps up the streams for the year. I think my next one... I might do on New Year's Day. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, it's been a really interesting year. I did all those Donkey Kong games. What else did I do? Let's do a tiny bit of reminiscing here. What was I playing this time? From last year. Jazz Jackrabbit, Macbat 64, Princess Remedy, the cat games, that was good. The arcade clones, the animal games. I played Bubsy Paws on Fire, that was cool. Oh, I did that big Transgender Day of Visibility special, that was really interesting. I did a few ones with co-commentation from my spouse. The Harry Potter game. Interesting stuff. I played the Mermaid games, they were good. Yeah, I got a few streams out of that. The Skate Fighters, that was a fun stream, marred by technical issues. And then the huge Donkey Kong Country series of games that I played. And then the Castlevania series. And then I did Monkey Shines and Monkey Games, bringing us up to the last couple of weeks. Yeah, it was a good year. Sorry, whoa, sorry. Let me not go on record saying 2020 was a good year. I did some good streams this year, which helped me have a fun time. Ooh. And I hope you've had fun watching. Go and check out some of my old videos if you like. You know, it's cool. Gibbon's asking if I'm going to do another themed year next year. You know what? I haven't thought about it. I'm not prepared to answer that question. But, probably not. I think doing themed months is better for variety. I do still like to play heroine-led games as often as I can. And that's fun. And I always end the year by drawing all of the characters in pixel art that I've played as that are female protagonists and stuff. That's always cool. But yeah, I think it'll be more of the same next year. There you go. Keep doing what I'm doing. because why not? I'm having fun doing it, and I hope you're having fun watching. And with today as well, give the CD-i games a chance. There's unexpected pleasures to them, and it's even easier with Dopply's remakes. Yeah, so until next time, happy holidays, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye, thanks for watching.